the Excitable podcast. My name is Tom, and with me this week is Dom. Hey man, how's it going?
It's good, man. How are things with you?
Yeah, things are all right. Um, yeah, like my boss is in at work this week, and I've got to have like a huge discussion with him about everything that's going on, and I'm working towards some certification for the company as a whole. So I'm like revamping. I don't know. It's something like 55 to 60 documents, just so that the whole of the documentation side of things all is smooth and everyone can just reach in and pull out what they need.
That sounds like an absolute pain in the ass.
Yeah, it really is, because it was really fragmented before, and each of like the different subcategories in the management system has had its own index. There was no one centralized index, so I'm trying to bring it all into one centralized index that you can just be like, I need this, where will I find it? And so, yeah, I'm working on that. I've got 3 weeks to get it done before I have the certification audit, and I'm just like, I'm going to be a busy boy trying to sort that out.
You are going to be, that's up to your eyeballs for the next, for the next 3 weeks, but that'll be enough to keep you up to the eyeballs for the next, 6 to 9.
Yeah, but in the next 3 weeks, I also need to submit the pollution inventory reporting for the company, and also do the waste packaging returns for.
How are you going to sleep
waste
in this time?
And, oh man, I'm just hoping I can get it all done during work hours, because I'm not in the mood to put in extra time right now. Like, I can put in extra time if I want, and that's okay, because they're open from 7 till 5 at the moment. Next week it'll be 7 till 6, so there's an extra 2.5 hours of time in the day. And then, the week after, also, so in 2.5 weeks, my co-worker, who we hired for, a 6-month temporary place, is leaving, and then I need to pick up all that responsibility again, too. So, yay, fun times ahead.
What you need to say to that is just say, delay it by half a fucking week so you can get the other crap done.
I know.
I think they'll accept you got enough on your plate. But yeah, no, you got better things to do with your spare time.
So yeah, I'm real busy at work.
There are much better things to do with your spare time than that.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. I have a feeling I can get it all done. I'm meticulously planning everything I'm doing each day, and I'm just like, what can I accomplish today? And today I set the packaging waste returns as the thing I wanted to do. And I got, I don't know, 90% of it done.
That's good then. So you only got a bit left to do, and you can knock that out and have that done.
I thought last year and the year before, it took me about a week to do it each time, and this year I've done it in an afternoon, and I'm just like, oh, this is much easier than I was making it out to be before. So I'm just like, oh, this is way easier than I've made it in the past. And then I've just got to sort out the pollution inventory reporting for the Environment Agency, and I'm just like, yeah, things are going okay. And yeah, I picked up the Electronics for Dummies book yesterday to get started reading on that, so I can understand what's going on with electronics, so that I can start trying to build myself effects pedals. Just having a good time there, because that's the kind of thing that I kind of want to get into. Because the boutique pedal market right now is kind of the place for guitarists to be like, ooh, there's something interesting that I'll try and approach, and boutique pedals seem to be the way forwards at the moment. And so if I'm like, ooh, here are some boutique pedals that I'm offering, that could get me somewhere. I don't know where. Just it's something to do. But yeah. But
keep you busy in your spare time, yeah. At the very least. Yeah.
As for keeping myself busy in my spare time, what have you been up to that's been keeping you busy?
Fucking hell.
Recently?
So we, I say we, a lot of the Good Guy gamers picked up Destiny 2 a few months ago. So Saturday was basically dedicated to we did 2 things on Saturday as a group. One, it was Vic's birthday on Sunday, so we had a special Minecraft Let's Play, where she did Queen.
Awesome.
Which was great. Jen ended up winning.
Nice.
Because that ended with, basically she ran out of tasks, so we did 3 quick ones that she just made up. Yeah. And the last task was she built this tower, which was about 30 blocks high. Mm-hmm. Just put a chest on the top, so right, get the apple out of this chest and return it to me.
Yeah.
So that just fucking ended up badly, because she made the tower out of sand, so people were like, oh, we could just dig the sand and the chest will come down. No, it just fucking floats there as Minecraft. Yeah. The sand falls, the rest of it, and then I got to the top, and then Jen was trying to knock me down, and I was like, Jen, have the apple, win. Because we were both on 3 blocks. I was like, I don't care who wins, just take the apple.
Yeah.
Stop killing me. But no, there was that, but that was chilled compared to what we've been doing the past few hours, which was myself, Myself, Anime, Andy.
DG, Dane.
No, not a Dane.
No, not a
Jen.
Dane.
It was Jen,
One
Atlaeus,
person.
Andy,
Atlaeus.
me, Anime, and DG. And then DG has unfortunately been ill, so she tapped out, and we got Kellen as a replacement. Have been attempting the Destiny 2 raid. Which
Ooh, fun.
we got through half of it. We got through the baths. And we got through the crucible, the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So we did those two, but by the time we finished with baths, which, ironically enough, gauntlet took us more time. Honestly, because we just kept on fucking up the signs, and then we got into a cycle, and then we almost had it, and then DG just couldn't play anymore, so we had to get Kel in, and obviously he had to learn the entire thing, and we were just like, fuck. Baths, I'm pretty sure we just got because we got lucky. Like, we kept on failing, not because we wiped, was because we just went genuinely people just going down too much. And then we got to the end, and I think 3 of us had supers at the same time. So we had more than half of the purple things left. Which you have to destroy at the end. Then you have 2 titans, me and Kel, throwing hammers. You had Adlaeus, Warlock, electrocuting everybody else. And Jen as Shadow. What's the void?
Shadow Shot Hunter.
Yeah, like, Shadow Shot Hunter. Like just shot an arrow into the middle of it.
Night Stalker. That's what.
Night Stalker. There we go. Yeah, Shadow something like that. So yeah, that was We ended that, like, it succeeded when 4 out of the 6 of us were downed and nobody had any revives left. And like the gauntlet one, we finished. I got downed running through the last bit of the gauntlet, and I was 2 seconds off. Like that was it. You know, you're down in 30 seconds. You're down 30 seconds later. Everybody fails. It was 2 seconds later, and we would have wiped.
Nice.
But no.
I've made it
tough.
through the baths. The baths is fun because there's 5 plates and you need to have like 2 set rotations and people just working. Like that's the way we did it. We had
that. Yeah, that's how we did it.
2 teams of 3 and you rotate rounds running through the middle each time.
The one I enjoyed the most was most certainly the beginning area, like the Nexus area in the middle, because we had baths. Which, if you know, have you been? So what we did baths. So no, we didn't do baths. We did gauntlet first, and then we went through. We took the shortcut after gauntlet to go into the bowels of the ship, and we ended up getting into baths without having going back to the main area. So we went through all the bowels and stuff. So we didn't actually go back to the main area, but when we started, we didn't know what we were doing on that first bit. So we got the standard bearer, plugged it in, and stuff started coming, and we were just standing there like 3 people on each stair. I'm a Titan with the Sweet Business, and I've got the chest rig which reloads assault rifles.
Action War rig.
Yeah, so I got Action War, so I'm just sitting there with the minigun like just wasting everything. But there was just 6 of us just sitting down the bottom. We were like, we've been here for about 20 minutes. Why is it not finishing? Because nobody was going out doing stuff. And then Andy and Jen broke off and then hunted. The rest of us just sat there, and then we were like, oh, okay, we're done now. Could have done that easily like 18 minutes ago. But yeah, how have you fared on the
we've made it. I've never tried the gauntlet, which means I've never made it to the final boss. But the other one is the dogs in the
I've heard that's the roughest. From what I've heard.
It just needs a lot of coordination. You have 2 people up on rocks and like areas where there's like big flowers blooming. And 4 people have to like sneak their way to these flowers that are blooming, and the people up top have crystals that they can point and shoot at the things. Then it generates some pollen that goes into the air that means you can then damage the dogs to a sufficient level. You can just assign people to it and just like you're in charge of that one once you know what positions they're in, and it's all right. Like we never completed that one. We completed the baths. The baths I think was the easiest one for us all to pick up.
Gauntlet's finicky, unfortunately. Like most amount of time we spent, I think, about 4 hours doing the raid. I'd say we'd spent a good 2 of those hours in Gauntlet. But the only reason was it's because it's finicky. You get insta killed by a lot of things. So like, have you seen the theory behind it? or not. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen many people run it.
We kept on having the runners. So the teams were for both Baths and for Gauntlet. It was me, Anime, and Kel or DG, whichever one was around at the time, and then Andy, Adleus, and Jen. Andy kept on fucking up his jumps, so he kept on downing. So it was just Anime doing the running, which we actually figured out. Only one of those two people need to make the run. Only you do it 3 times. Only one of the two has to make it. So that's okay. But then we got to that end bit so many times. Like we had the first bit, like the runs, the 3 runs. We had that down to an absolute art, honestly. But then like the final run with the 6 of us, it's just
chaos, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrible because like you only have 4 orbs, and you have to touch the orbs, otherwise you're going to die. But if you miss orbs, you can't finish.
Yeah.
So you gotta have 2 guys hanging back, but if they hang back and then you get all 4, those 2 have to become part of the first 4.
Yeah.
While other 2 hang back, and then it has to rotate again. But we never quite got it down. So what happened on the last one was I was leading for most of it, and then I was like, right, I'll go at the back because I can consistently get to the top row because I'm a Titan with a vertical lift, so I'm just going woof.
Whoop.
Yeah, straight up. No problems whatsoever. Because Atleus at sometimes he's Warlock with the drift. With the horizontal thing. So he just genuinely couldn't get the height. So there was once or twice where he tried to get up and he was like, oh yeah, I'll take top left, and he just couldn't make it. But
that was like that in Destiny 1. There was one part of the raid where there's a jump puzzle, and if you're not familiar with Warlock jumps in like your alternate account, which is what happened a lot back then, like you'd see people failing again and again at being Warlocks and just jumping, and I'm just like, guys, I'm a Warlock and I did this first. Like, you just need to learn how this jump works. But
I've got a secondary character now, which is a Warlock.
Nice.
It's good fun. But yeah, I'm still in love with the Titan. I'm still in love with the Actium War Rig. And then like what's the other? I still use the Doomfang pauldrons because they're fun. I like using the shield. I've also now got so many fucking exotics at this point. I've also got the Mask of the Quiet One, which is nice for just general buffs and regens. And then I have another chest piece. I can't remember the name of it, but basically what it does is it means that I create more orbs on supers, and it also whenever I put the barrier down, it makes a healing orb. Oh, sorry, it makes a healing field.
That would be Crest of Alpha Loopy, most likely.
Yeah, Crest of Alpha Loopy. Yeah.
I don't know if I've got that actually.
It's nice. It's good for survivability. It doesn't actually heal you as much as I'd like. Because it only actually heals you half a bar, and it's a whack it down. It's not like the Warlock where it heals you over time. It's you smash the barrier down and you instantly get half your barrier back.
Yeah.
So it's nice. And it saved us a few times on Nightfall, but. It's not the best. Like now, I'm just using Actium War Rig because I have sweet business.
Yeah,
I'm just hosing everything.
Yeah, yeah, like I don't know where I stand with the game right now, so I'm just like, I don't know. But I have picked up another game that's consuming my time as much.
Is that Monster Hunter, or is it?
It is. It's Monster Hunter World, and it's bloody amazing.
Is that only on the Switch then?
No. I've got it on PS4.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought it was a Nintendo thing.
PS4 and Xbox One. No, it's been on handhelds before, but now it's on PS4 and Xbox One, and it's come to PC in like September or October. And it's a very, very enjoyable game. It's like Dark Souls boss mode, and I'm just like, this is the game for me.
I've heard it's basically Dark Souls crossed with Shadow of the Colossus, which are 2 of my favourite games of all time.
Yeah, it certainly feels like that. But like the combat's like just not as crisp as Dark Souls was. But there's like a variety of weapons. Like, if I want to dodge out of the way, I know all of the minute details on where I need to not be to get hit by an enemy. And like with Monster Hunter, it's just like I can't stand in front of it.
With Dark Souls, I challenge somebody to find a non-Dark Souls game. So like not Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, or Demon Souls or Bloodborne, where the combat feels as crisp as it does that. Yeah. Like there were some people, I never quite got into the PvP sort of side of the games. I was okay at it, but I never practiced it enough. But Cal and Emma were absolute monsters in the first one, because they knew like the iframes on every single weapon. And like exactly how much poise you need, like exactly what your stats needed to be to get the maximum amount of poise versus the maximum amount of damage. And like they fine-tuned it down to a T, where I'm just like, right, giant dad armor, let's go. I'm gonna try and break you with a greatsword, and they just be like dancing around with a golden tracer with Havel's legs and like nothing else on.
Yeah, gold tracer, yeah. Or silver tracer had the bleed.
Gold tracer was. I don't think it had any effects on it, but then there was the black or silver tracer, which had toxic.
Yeah. It had toxic, and it had like the highest crit.
It had ridiculous. Both of them had ridiculous crit. The silver tracer
was higher. It
was higher, only slightly though. But you sacrificed the higher thing for you didn't have, because the strong attack did toxic, but the strong attack was way different. Like it had the same sort of wind up as a greatsword. Yeah. So you could never really use it particularly. So a lot of people I know defaulted to the gold tracer rather than the silver. And then Cal was just like, Emma more used the silver tracer, but Cal did pyromancy, and he also used the whip. And motherfucker with that whip.
Yeah, that whip was difficult to use.
It was. I remember one time we did like a little fight club thing, and we just. I was just getting destroyed over and over again. The only time I beat Cal was when I went really stupid. Like, full Havel armor, iron flesh. I just walked at him and he didn't know what to do.
Oh, man. What about... Oh, man. Did we talk about Dark Souls Remastered last time?
No, I don't think we did. It hasn't been announced at that point.
Yeah, so I'm real excited about Dark Souls Remastered as well. But, like, you know, it's going to be different.
I want to know... Like, I don't know whether I'll get it, to be honest, because I still play the original. The great thing is that they're adding in the up to 6 people online, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Like, that's great work. Cool. The only sort of I have with that is that Dark Souls 1, getting hold of all the covenants, was a lot harder than, say, for example, Dark Souls 3. Like, Dark Souls 3 in a standard playthrough, you will run across all but one of the covenants. In just a normal playthrough, not looking for them.
Yeah.
Well, all but 1 or 2, depending on whether you got the DLC or not. But Dark Souls 1, you can go through that entire game and only run across one covenant without looking for them. It's Way of the White. Right at the beginning, the cleric, whatever his fucking name was, with the Way of the White, and some of the covenants didn't do anything in that game.
Yeah.
Way of the White did nothing, particularly. It made you slightly less likely to be invaded. That's what it did.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there was nothing to it. So let's have what were the covenants? You had Way of the White, which was easy to get, didn't do a lot. There was Warriors of Sunlight, which was...
That was difficult to get to.
It was difficult to get because you had to have...
It was hidden behind the Hellkite Drake.
Well, it was also, you had a faith requirement, remember? You had to have X amount of faith.
Yeah.
Or do co-ops.
It was reduced, by 5 for each co-op encounter.
Yeah, it had to have 25 faith, and then it's reduced by 5 for every co-op you do, down to a minimum of 10. Yeah. So you got to have 10 faith anyway, which for some builds, even that's like wasted stats.
Yeah.
There was...
But if you're going, like, Warriors of Sunlight, you should be going Faith anyway, because you get Lightning Spheres.
which is another thing, so I'll be interested to know what happens to balance in the remaster, because whether or not they're going to mess with it, because Miracles were notorious for being ridiculously powerful in Dark Souls 1, but they were okay in 2, they are terrible in 3. But then, yeah, I wonder whether they're going to, like, introduce... I know it's a remaster, but whether or not they're going to, like, rebalance it anymore, whether they're going to introduce any other things.
Yeah.
You know, just add in, like, the odd bit or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we'll find out.
Which covenants were there? There was...
Well, yeah, so...
Way of the White,
the three good ones. Way of the White... Way of the White, Warriors of Sunlight, and Dark Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Blaze of the Dark Moon, which you got from... No, Wait, no, that wasn't the good.
That's
That
an
wasn't
evil.
good. It was
That's
it's the Filianor. Not Filianor. The Sun Knights from what's her face behind Orstein and Smog.
Yeah, from Gwendoline, it was the. I know which ones you mean. But I can't remember the covenant.
Princess's Guard, something like that.
Something like that. I wish I knew.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Princess's Guard. Then Dark Moonblades. That's 4.
Yeah.
It was the Dragon Covenant.
Yeah.
There was the Hunters.
The Elder Dragon.
There was the Forest Hunters.
Yeah, in the forest. Yeah.
There was Gravelord Nito's Covenant.
Gravelord Nito. Then there was also the Fire, the Witch.
Yeah, the Witch of Islith, the Chaos Witch, and then there was obviously the Dark Wraiths.
The Dark Wraiths, yes, the Dark Wraiths, the true ending to the game.
Oh, shut up, you usurper! No, you are right. It's the best ending.
I know I'm right.
Actually, no, it's. Is it the best ending? No, yeah, it is the best ending. Sorry,
it is the best ending. Yeah.
I was getting confused with Dark Souls 2 then, where there's that ending as well, which is
right.
That's a good ending in Dark Souls 2. Like, yeah.
But yeah,
all the evil endings, all the evil endings are good. Yeah. Like when you both the ones where you just walk away from the fire.
Yeah,
they're all good.
Like you can't, you wouldn't know that though, like without misplaying the game. Dark
Souls 2 didn't even let you do it originally. Dark Souls 2 only had one ending originally. Yeah. Until they patched it a few times, then they let you walk out of the throne room.
Right.
And then, of course, Dark Souls 2 had with the Skull of the First Sin. Mm-hmm. Like, there was all that other lore they just injected in there, and then there was a second final boss.
Right.
And he was... Yeah. He wasn't hard, but after fighting the Queen...
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty. She's not the worst, but she's not exactly easy.
No.
You know.
Yeah. No. Oh man, that fight at the end of Dark Souls 1, it's just the best. And it's just like
Gwyn.
The whole game you're told like.
I was never impressed with Gwyn.
Oh, I mean he's easy to parry. That's like.
Well, no, it's not just easy to parry. He's easy to just tank.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because that's my place. That's generally my playstyle. That's my go-to with Dark Souls is. Not necessarily heavy armor, but the biggest fucking weapon I can find.
Yeah.
And just bash the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the crap. The not the Taken King. It's Destiny. Fuck's sake. Who's the Dark Souls 3? Who's the guy in the dragon place? The unnamed.
Oh, the guy on the bridge.
No, not the guy on the not the dragon on the bridge.
No.
The guy after him, where he rides a drake at the beginning, and then he's like, fucking lightning lord of whatever the bollocks.
I know who you mean as well. Because
yeah,
he's in like the kind of hidden area.
Yeah,
he's like the only boss I haven't beaten. Is it Nameless King?
Nameless King, yeah.
Yeah.
The Nameless King. I beat him first time. First playthrough, first time.
Yeah.
I have not been able to repeat that since. Because the only reason, that's the only playthrough I have done where I've used the massive great axe.
Mm-hmm.
And because you can stumble him. You hit him twice with that, and he will stumble. And then you can parry him, and then you just keep smashing him into the floor. But I have not used a weapon that's that heavy since.
Right.
And I haven't been able to do it to him. And I think I've only been able to beat him once since then.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah. Crazy. Right, let's take a bit of a backpedal and talk about Monster Hunter World, because we kind of got a bit distracted.
We did.
Like I always do when I talk about Dark Souls.
Yes.
Because I kind of
Right, so how is Monster Hunter? Is it good?
Okay, so Monster Hunter is very good. It's a lot of fun. You hunt big monsters. And they are all unique, kind of. I put a caveat of kind of there, because there's clearly like certain models that everything replicates later on in the game when you get to like the higher rank monsters. And yeah, the body styles within their move sets are real similar. There's one monster called Odogaron, there's another one called Tobikidachi, and they have like the same style of moves. They're fast, they're big, and when I was playing and chatting to the guys I'm playing with, one of them had a really easy time and another one had a real difficult time, and they were anticipating me having a real hard time with it. But the boss's moveset is so similar to Great Wolf Seath that I'm just like, I know this from somewhere.
you immediately just ping onto that thing like,
yeah,
where's this from?
Yeah, 4 legs, no wings, tail, and behaves very similarly. And yeah, I just managed to pick it up. But some bosses have been tough, some bosses have been easy. But yeah, it's real interesting as well. Like the way it scales, the way you get materials, and then you're just like, oh, well, I need to farm this for a while to get materials so I can upgrade my weapons and stuff. And then you get to the next tier, take on the boss, get to the next mission, and then you're like, oh, next mission, what's this? And then it's just like awesome things.
It was a bit unfortunate because I'm glad you've come across and said, oh yeah, it's a good game, because I watched I don't know whether you're familiar with Two Best Friends on YouTube.
Somewhat.
Yeah, and they put out a video about a week ago from the recording, I think, so within last week, and it was Monster Hunter World, and it was Wooly playing through his save, which was partway through, so they didn't like go from the start, so it was no spoilers, but it was like it was like a 40-minute video, and they probably spent about half an hour of it in the base area, not hunting anything, like just discussing what they needed to get all the armor sets and theory crafting. I was sitting there like I enjoy doing this, but I want to see some fucking gameplay.
Yeah, no, what you can do as well is you're like, oh, I want to make this. You can pin it onto a wish list, and then it'll be like, you're collecting this as you like choose whatever you want to do. I just have a tendency to just be like, I want that, and that, add them onto the wish list, then go and do whatever I want to do. And if I'm collecting the materials, that's good. I don't know, it's fun, there's lots of gameplay there. There's lots of time to take part in the gameplay as well. But I think the longest hunt I went on was 37 minutes long from start to killing the boss, like killing the monster I was hunting. So it takes some time, but it's very enjoyable, and I'm having a real good time with it. And
it is proper anime though, isn't it? Like
the story's somewhat overhyped, and not overhyped, like overstated in everything it does. It's just like, oh no, we've taken out this monster, but another monster is coming along, so we better take care of it. Oh no. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, we're stirring up monsters all over the place. But it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to play. There are 14 different weapon styles, and I'm using the big great sword rather than anything else right now. I started with the dual blades, but there were 4 of us playing at the same time, and 3 of us were using dual blades, and I was just like, they were like, someone has to change, and I was like, I'll change. I'm so not that invested in this game yet. And then like I picked up the great sword, and I'm just like, oh my, this is real good, this is real fun, and like really got into it.
There's nothing better in games than picking up like the biggest, largest, most damaging weapon. It's like, I don't care whether this swings 1 time a minute. I'm going to hit you and take your head off, and it'll be glorious.
And like the moveset for it's pretty cool as well. So like if you've got the sword out, you move real slow. But if you can put it away and roll around, your movement's just fine. But you can also roll around while holding the sword and just do combos out of rolls, and it is real enjoyable to just roll around and smack things with it. I'm having a great time. And yeah, there's a large variety of monsters. There's like small monsters and the big like boss monsters you'd be fighting in an area, and then other monsters turn up and they're just like, we're gonna have some fun, and you're just like, I'm not ready for you right now, I'm trying to fight something else. And yeah, and then the monsters can like interact with one another and like hit each other in the face. It's good. It's interesting to watch, and like
it turns from being a hunt into just a sport, and you're just betting on whichever's gonna win. Yeah, they'll get a little damage, and then they'll be like, okay, I'm running off, or yeah, I can do more damage here. It's just, yeah, it is real interesting. It's real enjoyable. There's like a bunch of different places to go. I showed Rachel it. I was playing for like an hour on SharePlay on PlayStation, and Rachel, I like sent over the broadcast to Rachel of like what I was doing,
and she watched as I was going through the Coral Highlands, and she's just like, "This game looks really pretty." I'm like, "It looks really pretty, and it's a lot of fun, but it's like not a game for her." I think, but yeah,
And that's
really
okay.
a
Like
certain game
there's
for some people.
Yeah, there's some games that just aren't for like just people who just genuinely don't enjoy. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I highly recommend it. When it comes out on PC, I would love to see what it looks like.
Is it coming out on PC? Is it coming out on PC?
Yeah, in like September or October this year. I don't know.
Why that much of a delay? Like,
I don't know.
Huh.
I think they were just trying to get the PS4 and the Xbox versions.
Yeah, okay, I suppose because I making a PC version for some reason I don't understand game development. Not right now. Apparently PC versions just. I think it's something to do with the ridiculous degree of hardware difference.
Yeah.
Even though you make a game on a PC, it's much easier to make on a PC for a fixed console.
Specs.
Yeah, fixed specification. So yeah, that's cool that they're doing that because that means that console people get it earlier. I mean, they kind of did that with Destiny 2 as well, didn't they? So.
Yeah.
But 9 months is a long time.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I highly recommend checking it out. Like, I've had such a good time with it already, and I think I've already put 40 hours into it, and it's been out a week and a half. And well, that's typical with like any game, really. And there's still more to do. There's still more to play, and like I'm glad that that's the case, because sometimes when I put 40 hours into a game over a week and a half, I'm done with it, and it doesn't feel that good. But this has felt great to play.
Yeah, you've just consumed it, and you're like, well. Crap, that was like 40 quid for a week's worth of entertainment.
Yeah, so I'm really liking how it's playing. I'm liking that there's constant progression, and there's, from what I can tell and chatting to people that have already reached it, a pretty sizable end game to actually reach and play around with and just have some fun.
That's good.
Yeah, that was real encouraging. But I bought it on a whim. I'd never played Monster Hunter before, and yeah, I'm kind of glad that I picked it up, because at the moment it's feeling like that missing part that Destiny previously filled, and Destiny 2 never quite made up to, where I'd be hunting for weapons and I can play solo and get better, and yeah, it's it kind of mirrors everything that I wanted in Destiny 2 without being Destiny 2.
Yeah, well, it's sometimes just the itch just doesn't get scratched, and
yeah, they're making Destiny 2 better as well at the moment. I'm just waiting for the changes to be made.
Wait for a while. Like again, the people, we're still enjoying it, like the group.
Yeah.
But because we didn't really play the first one, most of us.
Yeah.
So we don't have that preconceived notion of the
this
first one was
should be.
This is what it was, and then it, like a lot of people's problems with it is it's not as good as the first game.
Yeah.
Which honestly I found a bit stupid, because because they fucking, to an extent I get you, but at the same time I've seen complaints like, oh, it doesn't have as much content. No shit, it doesn't have as much content. I know. Supported.
They had 3 DLCs and a massive DLC,
and a massive DLC,
like,
which they supported to about a month before the second one got released. So no shit, it's not as good. There's not got as much stuff to do as the first one.
Yeah.
Because the first one was like, them supporting the first one as much as they did meant that the second one suffered.
Yeah.
That's the plain and simple reality of it.
Yeah.
So you can't have your cake and eat it.
No. So yeah.
But no, I get some of the frustrations. Like,
yeah.
Some of the loot box bollocks is just so. Ugh.
Yeah, it's
like in 2017, the year of the loot box, wasn't it? Fuck that.
Yeah, it was. It was terrible.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Jim Sterling talk about loot boxes and things like that. I really kind of value his opinions on things, because he's been someone I've been following, not like unintentionally, for a while, because he turned up with. I'm sure he's teamed up with Matt Lees at some point as well,
and
like chatted through with him. But yeah, listen to what Jim Sterling had to say, and I've been real interested about that. But yeah, I highly recommend checking out Monster Hunter when it comes out, and yeah, I'm glad you've like experienced the Destiny 2 raid. I haven't got to the final boss, nor have I done the gauntlet, but like I've done the dogs, which it's certainly an interesting challenge. and then
The gauntlet, there's so much to fucking do. Like, seriously, like we didn't realize Scions spawned, and when they spawned, and we didn't realize that if you fuck it up, 2 Scions spawn, and we just kept on getting insta kill. Like it was a good it was a while, because also the gauntlet was the first one we did. So it's like,
man,
yeah, that's the thing. Like everyone was getting so frustrated, and then once we got to Baths, it was like, right, we understand what's going wrong here. We're just dying too much. It's just trying to stay fucking alive was the issue there. But
I think
well, the problem is as well with us. It's like, right, we've done it. Like a lot of people were like, right, we'll get 6 people together and we will knock out the raid. And I'm just like, I was there like, yeah, we can get a good sizable chunk into it. Like I didn't think we'd finish it.
Yeah.
But I was like, right, we can get like, at least 3 of the challenges done. Like we can get to the final boss, whether or not we defeat him or not isn't, whatever.
Yeah.
So wrong. I was so fucking wrong.
Yeah. No, like going into a raid
and it gets reset every week. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you've built up the experience of like how to handle the challenges, then as long as you keep a static raid group, then you're fine.
That's the problem. We won't be able to keep a static raid group. There's no way. We're gonna have to train up like the 9 of us who have the game to do the raid.
Yeah.
And like just getting 6 of the 9 people together to be able to do it was pretty hard. Like we planned it for a week in advance. Like, right, next Saturday we're doing the raid.
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I wish you all the luck for actually getting it finished.
Yeah, you too. If you ever decide to go back to it.
Yeah, man.
And then there's the other raid to do as well, but
Yeah, the raid layer, Eater of Worlds, which is it's just a challenge all the way up to the boss. But
I haven't got the DLC, so it's fine. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and then like in May, there's a new DLC coming out.
Yep. Next raid, next planet, next whatevers.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But if it's anything like the first DLC, then I'll play it for a week and not play it anymore. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's an interesting state of the world for Destiny right now, because it's
they're bleeding. They're bleeding players. It's actually really worrying.
Yeah, their trials, like active players in trials was less than 100,000 for the weekend, which was poor. It's the lowest that's ever been. Even in the last few weeks.
Well, it's like they did
Destiny 1, like it never got that low.
They've obviously been trying to pump it up because they've been adding in things like Iron Banner and the clan raids and all this sort of stuff, and they've been adding in more milestoney things to do, which take all less time, so you're getting more engrams. They're trying to bring people back.
Yeah.
But it's just not really working. They've
just not doing enough.
They've salted the earth. They pissed off too many people. So.
Yeah, it's a shame. Like, I just want it to be good, and then I loaded it up on Friday and I played 3 games, and I was just like, I just can't do it. I just can't keep playing.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. Like, I like that game, and I don't know. I don't know how I'll get back into it, but I desperately want to.
It might be the case of just waiting till all the DLC comes out and all the stuff is there, and then going through it.
Yeah, I think that might
be the case of it.
Yeah, because they've got plans of what they're doing over the next 4 months, I think, and of patches that they're going to put out.
Yeah, they got them solidified, but they've also got the next year, because they've got DLC 2 coming out, and I think there's DLC 3 as well.
Yeah, DLC 3 should be
which will be at the end of the year, if not.
Yeah.
It'll be sort of October time probably.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but this time next year, in 10 months' time, maybe hop back in.
Maybe replayable.
Maybe. It's fine. Dark Souls coming out in that time.
Dark Souls Remastered's coming out.
Once that comes out, you won't ever think about it again.
We'll have 6-player co-op bosses. Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Well, it's not quite 6. It's the same as Dark Souls 3. It's still 4-player co-op bosses, and that's great when the boss has 10 times the amount of health he should.
Is that what happens?
It's not 10. It's but it doesn't go up. It doesn't go up linearly.
Okay, because in the first one, it only went up by 1.5, didn't it? only
It
went
does.
up a little
It
bit.
goes. I think it goes. The one person is obviously full health. I think 2 people is 2 times.
Mhm.
3 people is 3.5 times.
Right.
4 people is like 5 times. I think
Oh.
that's how it starts
Yeah.
expanding, because it
Okay.
makes up for the boss has more health per person to make
Yeah.
up for the fact that it only focuses one person at a
One
time.
person at a time. Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Not 100% on that, but
Fair
at
enough.
Dark
That
Souls
makes
3,
sense.
Dark Souls 3 definitely did the boss scaling differently. I felt because it
Okay.
was always harder. Like Dark Souls 1, if you had a summon and he died, if you still know the boss, you could still just about do it. If Dark Souls 3, if you have 2 summons and they both die, you're not finishing that boss.
No.
Like it's just like it's like taking him on twice.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of something. Did you see the video of the guy who was just like, I'm going to take on the 4 kings, but I'm not going to do anything. And then, like, he ran around for, like, 10 minutes, and then suddenly, like, there's a mechanic in it that, like, if you're not actively fighting them, they'll just, like, kill you with an instant kill.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, for some reason that just popped into my head, and I'm just like, oh, that just makes me laugh. Like, that was a thing.
The four kings. There was a video I remember seeing, like, it was like some I think they're called limit breakers or something on YouTube. They basically hack the game, do like single player stuff. They don't do it PvP, and they say like, right, what is the physical maximum limitations you can do? Like, what is the maximum attack rating you can have? And like, what's the maximum amount of damage you can do in a single hit, and what's the maximum damage you can theoretically make but never be able to use, like things like this. And they had one which was how many of the Taken Kings can you summon? And they got, I think they got it to like 20 something, and then the game just crashes. So they were just standing there doing like the welcome emote, just over and over, and they had like invincible health. It's just like surrounded by these fucking undulating, warbling ghost fucking figures trying to slash him every half a second.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about Monster Hunter, and then it went out of my brain.
Well, I mean, that's keeping you busy for the next
while.
While, hopefully.
Yeah.
So.
And like with everything else going on, like I've been playing a lot of guitar as well, and that's been a lot of fun. I want to learn to make guitar pedals, so I'm learning basic electronics to start that. And I'm just trying to read a book. Yeah. I'm still working through Terry Pratchett's Colour of Magic, and like I'm midway through it, and I'm having a good time.
Yeah, you're enjoying some Pratchett.
Yeah, man, it's so good. Like, I read Mort forever ago, but like this is good. It's good stuff to enjoy.
I started munching through some of my books. I was like, a week ago I picked up one of the books, and I was like, I'll just start rereading. And I'm actually going to start rereading a different set. But I've gone through in a week. I've gone through 900 pages. Of book, I think.
Oh man!
I just read before I go to sleep.
If I'm putting like a solid effort in, like I can maybe read 20 pages a day, but that takes me like
I can sit there
at least 40 minutes. Like I can't read fast at all.
I will sit there. There's a set of books actually I've not got, which is the ones I'm going through, which is the Oregon Files, which is really good. It's like it's a modern day stuff, modern day action sort of stuff. So similar to sort of Tom Clancy.
Okay.
But it's the books are about 350 pages long, I'd say. I got 9 of them, I think.
Oh, nice.
I'm just getting to the end of the third. But it's like there's one out, which I haven't got yet. But I know if I get it, I'll get it, and it will arrive in the morning. I will finish it by the evening. But no, I need to start rereading. Did you ever read the series Mortal Engines?
No. Did they do a Netflix series of that?
No, because they released a trailer like earlier late last week for the movie.
Oh, okay.
And I'm really like, I'm excited for this, but at the same time, I really don't want you to fuck it up because this could go so horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm already looking at the trailer, and I'm seeing things wrong with it already, and I'm like, no, please. Like, there's 2 characters in it. Like, there's a man and a woman, and the woman is supposed to be like horribly disfigured. Like, she's supposed to have like a massive slash across her face, and like basically only have one eye. And in the trailer, it focuses on a woman who fits her description, except she has no scars. I'm just like, ah, that's like a central part of her character, and that's why she does everything. So yeah, I don't know.
Crazy. I wish. Yeah, nah. I think I'm going to the cinema to see Shape of Water next week, and then I really want to go and get to the cinema to watch Maze Runner, the new Maze Runner film.
I never actually saw any of them all the way through. I kept on when I was in Texas a couple of years back. When we first RTX I went to, so that'll be 3 years ago now.
Yep.
Or 2.5 years ago. I remember catching the first Maze Runner, like bits of it, and it was what I was watching was fantastic. But I've never actually read the books, and I've never actually seen the entire thing through. But it's like I really want it to be like Maze Runner or like Hunger Games. That's like a decent adaptation, or Harry Potter is like a decent adaptation. Yeah. Not 100%, of course, but it's a movie versus a book. You can't. Right, I want it like that rather than like The Golden Compass, which was a heaping pile of terrible.
That was going to be my reference. I was going to say that about 5 minutes ago, and then I was just like, nah, I probably won't say about that. But yeah, I went and saw that, and I was so disappointed because that was like one of the very few books I've ever read. Like Golden Compass,
the Northern Lights. Yeah. As it's called on this side of the pond.
Yeah. Bloody great book series.
Great book series. Very good cast as well for that movie.
Terrible film.
Just a terrible screenplay.
The worst. It was so bad.
Oh, it was terrible. It was horrific.
Maze Runner, like, I watched the first one, and like towards the end of the first one, you're just like, oh, this is a little scary. And the second one's going on, and it's just like, oh, this is a zombie movie. I didn't realise that. Like, it took me forever to get it, but I watched them back to back on a plane on the way over to America, so I was like...
Yeah, it's like an outbreak movie. It's great.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this at all. And like, then I was like, oh, I'm hooked. I still need to watch all the Resident Evil films, actually, because like...
I missed the last
two. I love the
two.
Resident Evil films. They're crap, but they're brilliant.
Well,
just like...
obviously, they are terrible. The first one is actually not bad. Honestly,
I like it a lot.
The first one isn't terrible. Like by any stretch of the imagination, as a pure zombie movie, it's actually not bad.
Really?
The second one where it starts to go, it just goes horribly sideways, and then like it just never recovers. Yeah. Like the last one I watched was I think 5. I think there's 7 out.
Yeah, I think there's 7. I think the last one I saw was Retribution.
The last one, I can't even remember the title of the last one I saw because I don't even remember what happened in the movie because there was... Right, so there's the first one when they're down the labs and stuff with the laser grid. Like, that's pretty... As zombie movies go, that's kind of like a classic.
Yeah.
Like, of modern-day zombie movies, honestly.
Yeah.
Then there's the second one's in the city. Third one's in the desert.
The little girl. Yeah, it's the desert one.
Fourth one is the boat.
I haven't seen the boat one, then.
They're not on a boat. They're not on a boat, but it's like that's the one. The fourth one's the first one with Wesker, I think.
Yes, yeah. And
then at the end, she's like, yeah, no, I can't.
Is it the end of that one where she fights with Wesker and?
There's one where she fights with Wesker at the beginning, and then Wesker because at the end of 3 she basically gets superpowers, and then at the start of 4. She fights with Wesker with all her clones, and then basically she gets killed like within the past in the first 10 minutes. And then she's like, Wesker's about to kill her, and she's like, "Thank you," and it's like, it's weird. That movie's weird. I never saw past that one.
I don't think I've seen past that one.
And I've seen the start of. I saw the start of 5 because I remember like they cast somebody as being Leon Kennedy, and I'm just like, you're like pandering like this. He's got the leather jacket.
Why introduce him now? Like
yeah. It's like they introduced Leon, and then one of the other STARS members who like was one of the only ones survived, who's like a really minor character, like Barry, I think his name is. It's like, why would you introduce these two guys now? Like they've not been anywhere. Like, what are you doing?
Oh dear.
But no, it's going back a few steps. Did you hear?
Yeah, sure.
You were saying about reading books. Got way off topic. Did you read the? No, it's Philip Pullman. Did the Northern Lights and Subtle Knife and the Amber Spyglass.
Yep.
Have you heard or have you read the newest one he's released?
No. Because I need to get used to reading again.
Right.
So I
you
can,
do
like,
know
build
it
myself up.
exists. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think my sister told me like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I haven't read it. I haven't got it. Yeah. I ended up listening to about an hour and a half of it on Radio 4 at one point because they actually did an audiobook. At one point I was going down the M6 and I was like, fuck yes. My iPod is out of battery and you are doing something I really want to listen to. It was decent.
Cool.
As it was going, it was pretty decent. It was confusing at first because I completely forgot like everything about that universe. Like the only thing I remembered was the demons. That was the only thing I remembered.
Demons?
Everybody has the demon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have the anthropomorphic.
Yeah, I forgot that's what their names were.
Yeah, they're called demons. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was the thing because like first time I was like, oh, and they looked over to their demon, whatever it was, and I was like, wait, demons? Like
Yeah.
cogs. Oh, demons. Fuck.
Yeah.
Forgotten everything about it. Yeah.
I know, you're right.
It was
But
terrible.
Yeah, because they were going against the Order of the Church, and there was like the Archangel, and oh man,
Yeah, okay,
I
thanks.
want to read those books again.
Mate, you should. I'm
Archangel.
going to be rereading. Like, I'm going to reread those. I'm going to reread, as I said, the Mortal Engine series. And
Yeah, I need to get through the Terry Pratchett books I've got for now, so I just need to get.
I haven't actually got many Terry Pratchett's. I know I haven't particularly read. I don't think I have Colour of Magic. Don't think I do. I've got We Free Men, and I've got one of the other ones, which is I think just after Colour of Magic, but I can't remember what it's called.
I've got Light Fantastic.
I think I got I think that's the one I have.
Yeah,
Well,
think. Oh, what's the other one? I know I started reading another one. I think it was Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
I've never
But
really
that
got
one
into Pratchett.
That one starts off strange anyway, because it's like, yes, the seventh son of a seventh son is supposed to be born, but it's a girl instead.
It's great. It's great.
I'm just like, he's bloody class writer, so good.
I was more when I was a kid. I was more of a Lord of the Rings reader than like that. That says how much I can read. Is like I've read the Silmarillion. That's rough. I've tried reading Lord of the Rings again a few years ago, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. But as a kid, I would just like demolish it.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've never read it. I just like
don't
know,
don't try.
Little books.
I never say this about books I've read and I've enjoyed, but just don't try it. The movies are different to the books.
Yeah.
And once you know the book, you'll get annoyed at the movie sometimes, and when you know the movies, you'll get annoyed at the book. But it's just like, it's great. And it's fantastic, and it's so deep and amazing, and Tolkien was a fucking amazing writer. But oh god, they're so hard to read.
Yeah,
they're rough.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, book chat, video game chat, a little bit of movie chat. Also, it's been a good time.
All the chats. It's been almost an hour.
I know, right? That's what I was just looking at. I was like, well, that's good. Cool. Well, Dom, where can we find you across the internet?
You can find me at McDom or McDom023k. That'll be on... McDom023k is at Twitter and on YouTube. And McDom is on Rooster Teeth and Steam. Generally look for the black cat with the glowing blue eyes. That's me.
Cool. I can be found across the internet at DestroyTopMore, at Etherfar. That's like Instagram and Twitter and some other places too. This has been the Easily Excitable podcast. Thank you, Dom, for being my guest this week.
No problem, Top. Anytime.
Excellent. And thank you everyone for listening. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.